I didn't really know where to begin with this video, but I'm just going to start anyway. And I'm not going to lie, this video, I really put a lot of thought and self-reflection. Was a big part of this. And I really and truly believe in what I'm saying because it's just through observation and experience. So the key point here is that your awareness and your attention specifically is the buzzword. Attention is, if not, or one of, if not the most valuable asset that you have. Your attention is so precious. Where you allocate your attention, where you divert your attention, is incredibly precious. And what I mean by that is because there's so many things in the real world, in the world in general, whether that be, I'll go into it more in depth, but whether that be through, I don't know, TV, media, social media, people, video games, addictions, substances, whatever, that basically do one thing, and it's to take your attention away and divert your attention to that product or to that thing. And why am I saying all this? Well, number one is if you're someone that has a specific goal or a specific ambition in mind, that's really thought about this ambition and that is 100% dead set on achieving it and willing to put in the hard work, the effort, the perseverance, and go through all the good and bad days just to get there, this is very much important to you. And the reason why I'm saying that is because when you're on something that is completely fixated, that your mind is 100%, that you're devoting your time, your effort, and again, the key word, your attention to that thing, to achieve that thing, then other things, other external things that try to steal and take away your attention, you really have to be careful with that kind of stuff. Because once it starts taking away your attention, you're just getting further and further away from your actual ambition, your actual goal. And it's so important, your attention. Now, I was, this is a couple of days ago. I noticed this when I on the way to work. I'm on the train. I'm sat down. I see everyone around me, and even me, naturally, the first thing I do is reach out for my AirPods. That's the first thing I do, and I do this every morning. So now it's just kind of habitual. It's ingrained in me. The first thing I do, I sit down, I put on the AirPods, I turn on noise cancellation, and I just listen to my music. So my attention is just, I don't know, my mind wanders. I'm thinking about random things, listening to music, right? And then I just look around me and then I realize, okay, I'm actually doing this, right? I'm just sat on a train listening to music. And my attention is there. And I see other people as well, and everyone around me, I would say probably 95, if not more, percent of people either look at their phone, have music on, same as me. Pretty much that's what they do. Maybe 95%. Very small number of people that don't use their phone. So that is one of the things that steals or grabs your attention away from your focus, whatever. So just stuff like this, as small as your phone, as small as your AirPods, your earphones, whatever, can take away your attention. And I just noticed that if you have a specific goal in mind, you have to really self-analyze and reflect on where your attention is being spent in the 24 hours in the day, basically. In the time that you're awake, because let's say for 8 hours you can't do anything about your attention, you're asleep. But for the 16 hours, where is that time, where is that attention really been put in? Where has it been diverted to? And a lot of the time, and I've self-analyzed myself over the years. I was a long period of my years, especially growing up, it's even like last year, I was really into gaming. I don't play games anymore, but I spent a lot of my time on in a virtual world, a lot of my attention there. And not just that, even when I had social media, a lot of my attention was taken away through scrolling, through I don't know, shorts, reels, pictures, videos, other people's lives, whatever. That was again my attention gone. And even when it came to non nothing like that, so like even people, some people that I was hanging out with early on in my years weren't necessarily the best to hang around with, and that again was my attention going diverting into kind of the wrong places that I really shouldn't be putting my attention to. And I noticed this only really like when I started to just observe my own self and the habits that I naturally do without even me consciously putting my mind to it. So once you understand the importance of attention, of your attention, then you realize how messed up you can be. Like you do. Just really think about it. Just think about your days. Where do you put your attention? Ask yourself that. Like this could be your first YouTube video that you logged into YouTube and you're watching. You're watching my video. Or this could be like, I don't know, your 100th video watching in the day, or your 10th video, or your 5th video. You might have been watching, I don't know, an entertainment video before this, or whatever. Just notice that. Don't judge yourself. Just notice that. Because it's important not to judge yourself, because if you judge yourself, then you're in this kind of feeling of regret, and you're in a feeling of, um, oh man, I shouldn't be doing this, like blah, blah, blah. But then your attention is in that emotion, in that negative emotion, that negative kind of frequency. Switch away from that. So don't judge yourself, but just realize and observe yourself and think, damn, like, this is really where my attention is going. And then this is the most important thing. You have the power to change that. You've got the power. It's in your hands to change where your attention is going. And this is how you implement positive habits. People think that, maybe if I drink some water every day, like 5 gallons of water, I don't know how many, or if I go for a walk every day, then I'll be fine, I'll be healthy, whatever. But really, they don't realize it's not about necessarily the action, but it's about where your attention is going. And even if you don't feel like doing that thing, you can because you're aware that you know what, my attention just wants to do something else. Nah, you realize this is what I have to do, and you're disciplined enough so you can switch back into it. So it's extremely important. I actually made notes on this just because I was on the train. I was just really like going through a couple of days, just noticing myself, observing myself, the way I'm, working. And actually, one of the big things is, why is our attention always diverting? I mean, our attention's already as messed up as it is just because of this day and age. I mean, a lot of these kind of short attention spans are due to like different factors, you know, um, our craving for a quick dopamine hit, because our brain is just thinking, listen, like, I just want something that makes me feel good instantly. I want it quick. I want it easy. We don't have that sense of delayed gratification anymore. And that is what separates you from your maximum potential, is the ability to delay that gratification, divert that attention to the harder things that you know will benefit you in the long run. Now that is where that true power lies, and it's in your hands. So things like video games, like for example, I love them. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I love playing FIFA, and I loved playing Fortnite, and as cringe as that sound, but I realized, you know what? Like, I've I've defined a goal and an ambition of mine already, and that's the first step. Define that clearly, and then I factor in the other attention grabbing things, and I just weigh it out, and I'm like, listen, if I do this, then I don't really put any kind of hours and work into my ambition, my goal, and it's just about being proactive, switching on, and doing what you have to do. Now, it's difficult to explain this sometimes to people because not everyone would say, I don't really have an ambition or a goal that, you know, that is worthy of putting all my hours and my attention to. And I guess that's fair enough. Like, if you don't have that, then you don't have that. But if you do have that, and if you're and you feel like, listen, I might not be making the progress that I want to be making, just ask yourself, is it because of my attention? Just think, is it because I'm not putting in the hours, but not necessarily the hours, but the mindfulness into that thing? It might be. It definitely was in my case for sure. So yeah, the key really to just stop all these kind of dopamine hitting activities, this instant gratification, is just genuinely to stop wasting your attention on things that don't deserve your time. Like, really, things that don't give you true value in your life. It's just very powerful. And like, now that I'm on the train, going to work, like I see there's a wide range. Like, I saw people playing games, I saw people listen to music as well, and I think that's all fine, but it's just understanding where your attention is going. I think that is very important. And yeah, maximizing your time. Like, sometimes I'm just on here, like, let's say I'm listening to the radio, or like I'm watching something and an advert comes on and suddenly my attention goes there. And then, like, it's actually so powerful because let's think, I think this happened a while ago where I was just watching something. My attention switched on to McDonald's. And then later on in that day, I happened to be in McDonald's and got something from McDonald's. And the reason was, I didn't realize, but I'd actually watched that ad and it's already in my mind subconsciously. And I had that small craving. My attention was like, oh, let me grab something from McDonald's. And I did without even really realizing. So it's important to not be manipulated by external things. But yeah, I just wanted to say that. Like, it's really, really interesting, the whole idea of your attention. And if it's something that you have to take away from this video, and in this video I'm being completely real and I'm telling you how it really is from my perspective, and I completely, genuinely, to the core believe in this. Just don't let your attention go to useless things, and just realize where your attention is really going. But yeah, that's what I wanted to say.